All right, Steve, I gotta go. Adios.
I can't do this anymore.
Nothing I can do to change your mind.
Well, you are welcome to try.
Steve, you and I checked out a walking sim. We were looking at Mischief's game, Adios. What did you think of this perspective of the game?
I was actually looking forward to playing this game. I saw the trailer. I thought, first of all, I thought it was a VR game.
Yeah,
because the way sort of it just moves, you don't see your hands. The more I played it, I was getting more and more disappointed and frustrated with. I had a lot of issues with this game.
No, yeah, I absolutely understand. This game wasn't exactly going in the way I wanted. The story starts off really rather confusing as to what's going on. It's really just about a 2.5 to 3 hours tops experience, right? It's a walking sim that was just, it takes place over the farm, and it's about you working from the mob and trying to get out. And there's reasons why you want to get out, and if you play the story in that amount of time, we will not spoil that for you. Because at the end of the game, Steve, I think is really where the game felt like a good story. But getting past the first 2 hours of this game was just brutal. But there's that one part, Steve, where you get to the phone conversation, and there's a moment of realization in there that, okay, this is what the game was really meant to stand out for. That conversation between these two individuals felt touching. It felt real. It felt believable, right? I think that's the best way to put it. Is that that whole over the phone conversation felt like it is a part of reality, and it absolutely is. That is a part of the game that I thought was the best part. Easily was just a phone conversation. The rest of the game, though, my friend, was just not there at all.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, to start off the game, there's no introduction, no prologue, no control movements. You're just sitting on your chair outside on your porch.
Rocky.
Yeah. And then you get like a chapter beginning, like a book, the start. And then this white van pulls up and it says, hit L to stand up.
Yeah.
And then it goes into the next part, and then you're talking. I have to say, I do love the voices of the characters. Like the old man you play, I found kind of soothing and believable.
Sure.
You don't know really what it's about to start off with.
It's confusing. It's very confusing.
Yeah, and bearing in mind it's a decision-making game as well.
Sort of.
So you have to, you have to decide what your next part is going to say.
Yeah.
Obviously, not knowing what the game was about, I was kind of guessing what the question he was asking to try and figure out what my role in the game was. And like you said, you're based on a pig farm. The whole day, the whole game is based in one day with 20 chapters. Yeah, which is weird. And I found the controls horrible. You can jump, you can duck, but there was no need. Yeah, there was no need in the game. So I found that bit silly and it wasn't useful at all for me.
No, that's fair.
And there's also moving around. I didn't realise you can run because I was walking from one end of the farm to the other for a long time. Then realised, oh, if I hold down the left trigger, or sorry, the left joint.
Analog stick, yeah.
That's it, the analog stick. Then it makes you move faster.
Yeah.
But another thing I didn't like as well is there's very minimal interaction. You can pick stuff up, you can turn it.
Yeah.
But you don't do nothing with it.
You just inspect it, right? It comes up with this inspection. So you can grab a can that's on your counter. I went to one part. So one of the missions eventually is you have to make dinner. So you cook your food, right? But before that, I actually went to the fridge and it was empty. And then I get prompt, go cook dinner. So I go to the fridge and it's loaded. I'm like, full. I didn't run to the grocery store. So how is that suddenly there? It was really,
you had steak,
really
carrots.
Weird. Yeah.
I had trouble putting it in the pot.
Dude, that was awful. No. The knife is flying all over the place. I'm trying to throw away carrots. I just want to set the carrot on the chopping block. Can't do that. You got to like stand back and throw it. Apparently, throw it as hard as you can because it'll bounce off the back of the wall, land on the ground where you can pick up your knife, which is on the ground because you can't place that on the counter either. Like I was just like, oh man. Simple things, right? Just take you out of the game. Simple things of placing an onion on the counter, you can't do in this game. He tries to throw it or bounce it off the back of the wall and hopefully it sticks to the counter. That kind of scenario. So that really took me out of the experience. It's supposed to be an emotional roller coaster of events that kind of brought you to today in the game, right? To that day, and why you want to kind of get out of the mob situation that you're currently found yourself in. And when you're presented with these dialogue trees at the very beginning of the game, you're talking about past characters that you really don't understand until the end of the game. So you're already confused. And I found that really difficult to kind of, like, I don't know who this is, so why would I choose them? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yes.
And then when we get to the end of the game, Steve, you and I were talking about this earlier, the dialogue trees, you get 3 options, and then 2 of them are grayed out. And it just goes,
Yes.
I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? You only gave me 1 option. You present me with 3, gray 2 of them out, so I'm left with 1. What's the point of that?
And this decision, depending how the end of the game turned.
Next time. Trust me, next time.
There isn't gonna be a next time.
Oh, there's always a next time.
This is it. After today, we are done.
Steve, just like the beginning of this review, it's time to adios. What are you scoring this one?
I like the storyline. I was very disconnected from the graphics, the interaction of a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It was a little bit too short, so I wish there was a bit more content. And I did have issues with the dialogue tree. It kind of glitched on me, and there was plenty of glitches and bugs in the game. So I'm scoring this a 4.
Yeah, honestly, I'm a little bit lower than you. I'm kind of disappointed in this one. The story really connected at the end of the game. Getting through the beginning of the game was just painful. And the disconnect with the characters, like you touched on, right? The jaw opens and then it closes, and that's how they speak. It was just painful to watch. The animation of the animals themselves around the farm were just a huge disconnect. Again, the horse was bad. The goats come like floating across the screen. There's just so many hiccups along the way. It probably needed another year of polish, and I think we could have had a good story here to listen to and get involved in. For me, this puts Adios at a 3. Adios had a story that finished strong, but poor graphics, animations, and many more just isn't enough to play this one.